What's going on, guys? Sticks here with the Token Minorities, bringing you another deck on Pokemon TCGO, and today I am bringing you an expanded deck sent to me by NuclearBart76, so big shoutouts to him on that. And yeah, it is an expanded deck centered around Mega Gardevoir, or GX, I almost said Mega Gardevoir-EX. I almost said GX, and I ended up saying GX by acknowledging the fact that I almost said what I did end up saying, but that's beside the point. But yeah, before I get into the deck, just a reminder that if you guys liked this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton and lets us do more cool stuff for you guys. And as for the question of the day, so the expanded bans have happened well over a month, well, not well over, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess they've taken effect about a month ago now. I don't remember the exact timing. But either way, the expanded format has had a chance. You guys have had a chance to play it, see what decks are working out. And honestly, without Hexmaniac, Getsis, Wally, and Puzzle of Time, I'm noticing a pretty significant shift in what decks that I am facing in the expanded format. So my question of the day is, what expanded decks post-ban are you guys seeing have the most success? Now, me, I'm one that, like, when I'm bored, I just go jump in expanded tournaments, try to get some packs, try to win some cheap ones, and the deck that I use for that is Night March. Now, Night March did take an absolutely gigantic hit when Puzzle of Time was banned. So, obviously, it's not as good with Puzzle of Time, just being such generic recursion. Do a Night March Zoroark deck, and then, like, the recursion that you're able to get with Puzzle of Time, in addition to the draw support of Zoroark, teammates, that type of thing, has really, I mean, it was really just kind of a broken system overall, or broken mechanic, not Night March in general, but the fact Zoroark with Puzzle of Time and expanded, especially with Exeggcute, where you could just easily get 2 extra cards without discarding any resources, just a broken combination. But either way, I've been trying out Zoroark Night March, and while I have had to add a second special charge to recover my double colorless energies, I've still been having fun with that, although I have not played the expanded format as much as you guys, and I'm sorry that I'm, like, kind of scatterbrained on this question. It's just that I haven't played the expanded format that much, so I really can't give you guys really an insight into what the expanded format will, or what the expanded format is right now. So yeah, sorry about that, but let me know what decks you guys are having the most success with in the expanded format post bans and why. I'd love to hear what you guys are having success with, so maybe I can get ideas for future expanded decks in, well, the future expanded decks in the future. There you go, 2 futures. But anyway, on to the deck. Finally, like I said, this is going to be centered around Mega Gardevoir-EX with the Despair Ray. Does 110 plus, discard as many of your bench Pokemon as you like. This attack does 10 more damage for each bench Pokemon that you discarded in this way. So that obviously is insanely strong, just because you're able to play down all of the EXs and GXs that have support abilities, but you don't really want them there, like Shaymin, Hoopa, Tapu Lele to an extent, but Tapu Lele actually is decent in its own regard. But yeah, you're able to play all those things down and then just discard them with Despair Ray, and then in combination with Dimension Valley, that means that Mega Gardevoir-EX, with its dual typing of Psychic and Fairy, can attack for a single energy, which opens up Max Potion plays, and then with its type combination, it's able to hit things like Necrozma super effectively. It's not weak to Dawn Wings, which is normally a problem for Pokemon that are able to hit Necrozma super effectively. With the Fairy typing, it has a resistance to Zoroark, which really can come into play, and then it also can hit super effectively Rayquaza and Ultra Necrozma GX. So really, there's just a lot that Mega Gardevoir has going for it, and even though this deck is basically just consistent of 2 shots, you're still able to get those pretty consistently and deny your opponent prizes with relative ease. Now, as for the numbers of Mons, I mean, obviously I'm just going to start with the main attack. We're running 3-3 of Gardevoir-EX and Gardevoir-GX. We are running this Gardevoir-EX because of Link Blast. If you have 2 energy on Gardevoir, you're able to hit for 100 damage. Really, like, you're not going to be using the 3 energy attack much at all. Luminous Blade, I mean, you can, but really the reason that we have chosen this one as opposed to the other Gardevoir EX is because that this one can hit harder, guaranteed for 2 energy if your opponent has 2 energy on them. So really that was the deciding factor between those two. And then 3-3 because if your opponent knocks out 3 Mega Gardevoir, then you lose anyway, so that's a thing you could run 4, but decided on 3 just because the rest of this deck, all the cards in the rest of this deck are more necessary than a 4th Gardevoir. A single copy of Dragonite-EX as a method of Pokemon recursion. Play that down, grab a Hoopa and a Shaymin from the discard pile or something like that so that you can refill up your bench for Mega Gardevoir to be able to hit significant numbers again with Despair Ray. 3 Shaymin for the setup ability, able to play this down and draw until you have 6 cards in your hand, just helps you extend a little bit further. And the drawback of Shaymin was that it was really it was a very, very weak 2 prize mon that is on your bench, but Mega Gardevoir discards that, so you're not as worried about that aspect of Shaymin. So that's why we are able to run a higher count, even though Shaymin has fallen out of favor relatively in the expanded format. 2 Exeggcutes just for double propagate for Ultra Ball and Mysterious Treasure to a lesser extent and Computer Search, but mainly Exeggcute is something that you can be like, okay, well, I have an open bench spot, I don't have a basic Pokemon in my hand that I can play down, but I do need that extra 10 damage. Execcute's like, yeah, I got you, I'm just sitting, chilling in the discard pile, you can just grab me, put me on the bench, and discard me right back down. It's really just a great synergy with Mega Gardevoir, just being able to, okay, propagate, play down, extra 10 damage, discard. It's really just a free synergy between those two. And then in addition to the Computer Search or Ultra Ball, Mysterious Treasure, not having to discard resources. We have 2 Hoopas to aid with setup because we are using an EX heavy deck. Hoopa allows us to set up, particularly with Mega Evolutions, Hoopa just gets that much stronger. So we are running a couple of those to help set up early game, and then also to fill up a bench late game. Single copy of Oricorio with Supernatural Dance as a counter to Night March, just be able to play this thing down, slap a single energy on it, and then attack and just knock out multiple Night Marchers if they do not have Fighting Fury Belts on there. And then 2 Tapu Lele, just because even though we can't search that out with Hoopa, Lele is great for getting the supporter that you want in the situation that you want it. As for the items, 1 Computer Search as the A-spec of choice, just because this deck is all about setting up. Computer Search lets you set up your discard pile as well as, you know, getting the setup that much better. 1 Escape Rope and 1 Switch, 1/1 of both of those, because realistically, there are only 4 Pokemon that you want to start off with in this deck, Oricorio and 3 Gardevoirs. So yeah, of the 14 basic Pokemon that you have in the deck, only 4 of them you want to start with, so odds are you're going to start with a less than ideal starting Pokemon. So Switch and Escape Rope let you get out of that situation fairly easily. 1 Field Blower because Ability Lock is annoying, as well as Choice Bands. 3 Max Potion because with Dimension Valley, like I said, Mega Gardevoir is able to attack for a single energy. So we can play the prize denial game of us 2-hit KOing our opponent, and if our opponent tries to 2-hit KO us back, we can just be like, Max Potion, and heal all that up, play down a single energy, and then Despair Ray again, and your opponent has to deal with a full health Mega Gardevoir in front of them. 1 Mysterious Treasure and 4 Ultra Ball as the methods of search. Mysterious Treasure is just nice for getting out our Hoopas, our Leles, our Mega Gardevoirs. Really, it's just like well, I mean, I have 4 Ultra Ball, which gets me guaranteed what I want when I want it. Let's just throw in another single card discard to get some of the main cards in our deck for the strategy. So it's just like a nice additional search option, but still you want to run the 4 Ultra Ball just because you have so many non-psychic or dragon mons in the deck, actually not running any dragons at all. 2 Super Rod, this might seem like a little bit higher of a number, and it is, just because we're so reliant on the energy. We're going to be discarding them frequently with Max Potion, or just discarding them in general, as well as not having any Pokemon recursion apart from Dragonite. So Super Rod gets Pokemon back, gets energy back, as we are running a relatively low number. Really, it's just, it's a very versatile area. That's the word I was looking for. Very versatile recursion. Man, I am just tripping over my words right now. I am so sorry, guys. Hopefully that doesn't carry over into the actual games. 4 VS Seeker to reuse all of our supporters. 4 Dimension Valleys because we need those for Gardevoir to be able to attack for 1 energy, and attacking for 1 energy is a very important part of this deck and really important to the strategy. And then as for these supporters, we got a lot of one-ofs. Got one Acerola to kind of act as a pseudo Max Potion while not discarding energy. It's also a way, like, if you have a Gardevoir down, if you have a Mega Gardevoir that's heavily damaged, and you already have a Gardevoir down that you played down last turn, you can Acerola up the Mega Gardevoir, and then evolve, play down the Spirit Link and the energy, all that good stuff. Chorus, because Skyfield is a thing, and also if we have a full bench and our opponent has a full bench, we can take advantage of Chorus, then discard our entire bench with Mega Gardevoir so that our opponent cannot Chorus as well. As a very cool synergy there. 2/2 of Cynthia and N just for consistent shuffle draw. 1 copy of Diantha if a Mega Gardevoir is knocked out or just a Gardevoir is knocked out. You can use this as recursion as well. 1 Lysander just because we really don't need the switching effect of Guzma at all. And normally we're not going to have things on the bench that we that are able to be Guzma active installed for, just because we're going to be discarding those with Gardevoir. So that's why Lysander is used over Guzma. Kukui to boost the damage, and then 1 Sycamore because discard draw 7. Sometimes you just need that. 4 Gardevoir Spirit Link because even though we only run 3 Gardevoir in the deck, this is so important to not have to use a turn to get up a Mega Gardevoir. Just play the Spirit Link and evolve it. So incredibly important that that's why we're using 4 of them, just because we need those when we need them. And then 7 Fairy Energy, relatively low number, but that's because we're attacking for 1 energy, and we have recursion with Super Rod. But yeah, that is a deck. I'm sorry I rambled for so long. Let's just go ahead and see this deck in action. Alrighty, we have found one against Ryusei. What was that? 17? Yeah, Ryusei 17. That's how I'm gonna say it, because there's a double U in there, not a W, but a double U, as in 2 U's. But well, we do end up going first because my opponent lets me, so that's okay. I'll roll with that. I mean, definitely take that. Start off with a Gardevoir, a Shaymin, and a Lele. So quite frankly, this is a very, very solid hand that we start off with, and we're going to get 2 mulligan cards, which is pretty solid. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, any additional cards, any additional setup we can get is incredibly beneficial and definitely what we want in this situation. So yeah, start with the Gardevoir. I have an energy, I have a stadium, so I just need to get, yeah, I kind of want a Hoopa, and I need the Gardevoir Spirit Link. I could really need that. But yeah, I would like to take those mulligan cards. Yes, please. Unfortunately, no Gardevoir Spirit Links, and okay, my opponent starts with Malamar, and wow, this is ridiculous. Start off with, okay, do I want to play anything? Not really. I think I just want to end away my hand. Like, as weird as that sounds, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that I really don't want to use, and then of course I go from a hand with like too much stuff that just wasn't playable at that point to a hand with not enough stuff where I can't really play it. The Malamar is going to be annoying, so we're going to have to work around the sleep flips. And then my opponent plays down a Guzzlord GX, which is interesting. So he does, yeah, Hyper Hypnosis. I do fortunately wake up, so that's pretty nice. And alright, Kukui, give me something that I can work with. Give me something good. Well, I can work with that for actually this turn, because what I can do, Ultra Ball, get rid of the Fairy and the Colress to grab a Hoopa. And I could escape. I should have gotten rid of the escape rope. I think yeah, I mean, I saw Colress and I was like, oh, okay, let's just go ahead and get rid of the escape rope right next to it, but then I clicked Colress and it's like, well, escape rope is there. I mean, it's a good way to get out of sleep if that ends up being something kind of annoying, and I will be able to Shaymin for 2. Hopefully I'll get a Gardevoir Spirit Link. That's what I'm really hoping for. And nope, just another Max Potion, so oof. Yeah, I mean, I could play that and try to dig a little deeper, but I don't think it's worth it at this point. I think it's better to just Link Blast the Malamar for 120 damage. He's going to put me back to sleep. I can Escape Rope or Mega Evolve out of it, and then he is going to Maximar. Let's see, it does get 2 heads. I mean, not a huge deal, as I do have that resistance to it. And fortunately, I wake up, so I should be able to KO the Malamar this coming turn. So let's go ahead and Ultra Ball, get rid of the Hoopa and the Max Potion, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Grab what do I even want to grab? Do I just want to grab Oricorio so I can play, so I can like hopefully discard it? Because I really just want to dig for a Spirit Link, and I think at this point it's best to just try to play my hand down as low as possible. It's Max Potion, get one card less, so okay, please, Spirit Link and an Energy. That's all I need to be able to knock out this Malamar. And I get the Spirit Link, and I get a Sycamore as well, which will hopefully net me an Energy. Let's go ahead and... Which one do I want to Spirit Link? Do I want to Escape Rope? Is the question. I don't think so. So yeah, I am just going to play it on to the active, evolve into Mega Gardevoir. Yes, I know. Wow, have I really not Mega Evolved since I reinstalled this? Well, I guess that shows you the shift in the meta where Mega Evolutions have really just fallen out of favor really hard. And oh my gosh. Basically, last card is an Energy, which would have been really, really bad for me otherwise. And we are just going to be able to Despair Ray and then get rid of... I think get rid of the both Shaymins and the Hoopa. Yeah, I think that'll be the best situation for me. Because I mean, I could have knocked out Malamar even without the discards, but I think for the time being, it's just better to take the knockout on it while I can. We will see an Eat Sloppily. That's fine. As long as he doesn't get too much. Actually, it doesn't even really matter because Tyrannical Hole will only be doing 160. So I don't think I'll quite be able to get the knockout on him this coming turn. But what I can do is, let's do that. And then what supporter do I have? I'll just grab a Kukui because I don't want to N. I mean, I have an N in my hand. I don't want to Sycamore because this is just way too many resources. Let's Super Rod, get back a Hoopa, a Shaymin. Actually, no. Let's get back an Energy, a Hoopa, and a Shaymin. Because, I mean, I don't want to quite run out of energy, and if I can get, like, an Ultra Ball for a Hoopa, that'd be amazing, but unfortunately I don't, so I will just have to hit this, hit the Guzzlord, that's what it's called. Wow, I blanked really hard for a second. Hit the Guzzlord for... Actually, do I want to just go ahead and discard this Gardevoir? I think I do. Yeah, I'll be able to hit for 120. This way, even if I'm not able to discard anything this coming turn and I'm not able to play a Kukui, then I still will have the ability to knock out the Guzzlord. Because, I mean, yeah, he's going to be able to hit me for the Tyrannical Hole, but because of that extra damage that I did the previous turn, I will be able to knock him out. And, yeah, my opponent, I guess, was going for the Dark Daily Challenge, and that's, ooh, 375 coins, I can work with that. But I'm guessing my opponent was going for the Dark Daily Challenge, and that's why they just attacked into Scoop. So, yeah, I mean, that was a solid enough first game, not against a super competitive deck, but I mean, like, that's kind of what you run into from time to time. But anyway, yeah, good first game. Let's go ahead and try to find another one. Alrighty, we have found another one against 02501, and this is the type matchup that I was kind of talking about in the deck builder, where I mean, against some of the more meta decks, I will have the ability to hit for weakness, and this looks like a Buzzwole deck, and we fortunately do win the coin flip, and we will get to go first, and then, yeah, we start with a Shaymin. That is not good, but at the same time, I mean, the hand that I have should be conducive to getting a Gardevoir at least kind of going, because what I can always do is just manually retreat out the Shaymin. That one retreat cost isn't going to be a particularly big deal, and yeah, this is Buzzwole, and I even top deck into a... Man, this is great. I top deck into a Gardevoir Spirit Link, so I'm actually going to get rid of the Mega Gardevoir in my hand. I'm definitely going to play the Sycamore this turn, because I can either draw into another Mega Gardevoir, or I have the ability to... Really, I just activated my Rescue Stretcher, which will allow me to grab the Mega Gardevoir. So basically, I mean, like, it's just one Rescue Stretcher, but I just have the ability to play that when I need to, and then let's go ahead and play that. Go ahead and Shaymin for some more cards, and there we go. Okay, so we get some stuff. Not quite... Yeah, let's just go ahead and put the Energy and Mega Guard back. There's no reason to just leave those in the discard pile. I mean, apart from what I said, and I even get another Spirit Link and another Gardevoir, so this is This is a pretty amazing first turn, quite frankly. Like, I'm really getting things set up. I'm going to have 2 Gardevoir Spirit Links in play. I'm really hoping my opponent doesn't Field Blower, because that would actually be pretty detrimental if my opponent was able to do that. And I mean, that's why I'm holding on to this one, just so I have a guaranteed Mega Gardevoir next turn, as opposed to just be like, okay, cross my fingers, can I get it? And oh, my opponent does just go ahead and Jet Punches me. So this is fantastic, because what I'm going to be able to do is get 2 Mega Gardevoir up, not just one. I'm going to be able to get 2 of them up, and then Sycamore for a hand. Like, all I need is an energy or my switch. I mean, basically, I have a ton of different outs, and yeah, I guess my opponent was just like, yep, screw that. I'm not going to be playing around with that. And sorry, by the way, I realize I misspoke when I said my Rescue Stretcher. I'm not running that in this deck. I'm just so used to running Rescue Stretchers that not running a Rescue Stretcher in this deck is kind of throwing me off. So my bad on that, but unfortunately we weren't able to play out the game against a meta deck, just because, I mean, we had the type advantage. My opponent saw what I was going to get set up and just scooped. So yeah, I mean, like, good enough? Not really. I want to find another one with this deck. Alrighty, we have got another one against Fire FL. What was that, like Firefly? I don't know. Firefly Collab. I don't know. That's what I'm going to call him. With a pure Psychic deck, so we are going to be able to show off the type advantage that I was talking about, that I wanted to show off last game, but unfortunately did not have the ability to. And we start off with a Lele. I mean, this deck, quite frankly, of the mons that are in the deck, of the basic Pokemon that are in the deck, like, 10 of the 14 mons are not ones that you want to start with. I mean, with being Oricorio and Gardevoir as the only ones that you're like, okay, I'm good with starting this. But the rest of them, I mean, like Hoopa, Lele, Shaymin, Dragonite, you don't want to start with any of those. So you are going to run into a very large amount of situations where you don't start with exactly what you want. Like, you're going to start off with with a less than ideal starter. So just kind of prepare yourself when you're playing this deck, because I mean, it's gonna happen. Let's just be real. It is going to happen at one point or another. So yeah, this is very nice. Okay, so gotcha. Okay, so what does that Mewtwo do? Do 20 less damage. Okay. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter, as I'm going to be hitting for weakness. I was just seeing if it was like seeing if it was something that I really had to keep in the back of my mind. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and grab 2 Gardevoirs. I do have 2 Spirit Links. I'm just going to play those down. I'm not going to do what I did last game, where I held on to one while playing one and then held on to one. In this situation, because I had the Shaymins and I have the opportunity for an insanely explosive start, and my opponent really doesn't look like they have a whole lot, I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. So yeah, we Shaymin into not something we can really work with, so I will just go ahead and Cynthia my hand away, and then let's just call it a turn. I want to hold on to the Ultra Ball for the Mega Gardevoir for next turn. I can also have the single Mysterious Treasure come and help me out in that instance, but okay, my opponent is going to go ahead and Unknown. I mean, Mew will be able to get something set up, but I'm wondering what type of deck my opponent is running. So he's going to go ahead and Nest Ball. Really hoping that I get to keep my hand, because this will be pretty darn amazing, because what I can do is just Ultra Ball, get rid of the N in the Oricorio for a Mega Gardevoir. I can Shaymin for more cards, and then I can Cynthia away my hand while hanging on to the VS Seeker. And then all I need is just an energy or a switch, and yeah, it'll just be an amazing turn 1. So, okay, my opponent is just going to go ahead and Legendary Guidance. Is he going to... Probably just going to attach energy to the Mewtwo GX, and my opponent does have the Test Tube Mewtwo, which is really cool. I mean, I love that card. I had one, but I ended up trading it away for, I think, a full art Zoroark at one point. Wow, I even get a Colress too. So this is amazing. I can Ultra Ball, get rid of the Oricorio and the N to grab... Actually, you know what? Let's grab the Exeggcute so that I can just have that in the... I can go ahead and put that in the discard box. I mean, odds are I should be able to draw into a Mega Gardevoir, and, well, I actually don't. Well, that's what I get for being greedy. Really, really should not have been greedy. Wow, that was... yeah, that was a very bad play. I mean, that was a very dumb play. I had no reason to go for that. I was just like, whatever. I want to get Exeggcute in the discard pile as quickly as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and not Ultra Ball for a Mega Gardevoir, but instead Ultra Ball for Exeggcute. And I am paying the price. Like, I really am paying the price. I thought I would have... like, I can draw into the Computer Search. I can draw into the Mega Gardevoir. Could draw into the Mysterious Treasure. But, yeah. I mean, all things considered, I'm in a good spot. Okay, so really sorry about that. I mean, like, you guys probably didn't notice anything at all, but for those of you with really astute hearing, what was going on was I'm having to post-commentate the end of this video because the fire alarm started going off in the background, and it's not what you think. It's not like a fire alarm that's like it means, oh my gosh, there's a fire. Our house fire alarm goes off very, very frequently. Like whenever somebody takes a shower, like if they just leave the door open, the steam will set off the fire alarm. So yeah, very sorry about that. I'm having to post-com the rest of this. Up until that point I was good, but then the fire alarm started going off and I was like, alright, well, I'll just wait for somebody to turn it off, and I'll just keep playing the game and just post-comment from there. But basically, what happened, I got greedy, paid for it, blah, blah, blah. My opponent did get the last energy onto his Mega Mewtwo, or not Mega Mewtwo, just his Mewtwo GX, and he is able to Psystrike GX me for the knockout. And yeah, fortunately, I am able to draw into this Mysterious Treasure so that I will be able to get a Mega Gardevoir, because otherwise I would have been in a really, really, really bad spot. But let's go ahead and Super Rod back in the Gardevoir and the 2 energy, and then just Despair Ray. Get rid of... let's actually just get rid of all of them. I'm not in any danger of getting knocked out. But I guess at the same time, I want to keep Lele on the bench just in case like something funky goes on. Might as well just put myself in the best position overall, and then I'm able to get the Ultra Ball. I'm holding on to the Max Potions just because I'm waiting for like the Lunala or the Mewtwo to come in and try to hit me for some big damage, which could potentially put me in a bad spot. But yeah, I mean, he's just promoting the Mew again. That is fine. We're tied on prizes. I kind of want to get another Mega Gardevoir set up if I can. But my opponent is just going to go ahead and Trainer Mail. Let's see. I mean, I wonder if they're going to get anything good. And yeah, I mean, the fire alarm is just something that's really annoying about this house. I mean, I know I just kind of segued. There was like zero segue into that. But it's just kind of something that, like, I mean, I love the house, love the guys that I'm living with. It's a great situation. It's just the fire alarm is one of those things where it's just like, all right, well, whenever somebody takes a shower, turn off, or close the door. Don't turn off the fire alarm. That'd be bad. But close the door, and then when the fire alarm starts going off, you just have to press the button and make sure to press the button every single time. Otherwise, it is going to... It's gonna be a bad time for us. My opponent is going to go ahead and play the Sigilyph down, which is going to be a big issue. But I mean, all things considered, my opponent has 4 non-Sigilyph attackers, and then even just goes ahead and plays down the Mew-EX, which, I mean, that just means that I only have to knock out 2 of his non-Sigilyph guys. Mew is definitely going to be a target, because that thing, I mean, to be fair, Mewtwo GX also gets 1 shot, but the Mewtwo EX is going to be a very, very, very easy target for me. Just go ahead and take that thing down. My opponent's going to get the Sigilyph set up. Because I am just running off of a single energy, I really don't have to worry about Sigilyph doing too much damage, as it's going to be a 4-hit KO. Not even a 3-hit KO. That's going to be a 4-hit KO as long as I keep a single energy on me. And so I have a predicament. Do I want to Lele for a Lysander to go ahead and knock out, just bring up the Mew and knock it out, and then only have to take 2 prizes? Or do I want to grab a Hoopa to potentially put myself in a better situation for later? So what I think I'm actually going to do is Hoopa, and then Hoopa for probably another Gardevoir. Actually, no, because my bench is completely empty, I can one-shot a Lunala without a Kukui, so I think I'm actually not going to get another Gardevoir set up, but instead, let's grab 2 Shaymins and a Dragonite, because what I can do this coming turn, it's really kind of cool. I can go ahead and discard discard the Lele, and of course I get another Max Potion. Well, that is not what I want, but what I was saying is this coming turn, I can discard the Lele with Despair Ray, then Dragonite, grab that, and then I essentially, like, I'm still able to get my Lysander. So at this point, I think I am just going to go ahead and get rid of all of the Mons on my bench. There's really no reason to keep them. At this point, just because, I mean, I'm not going to get knocked out by anything. Sigilyph is going to be doing 60 damage per turn, which, I mean, oh, that's big and scary, but nah. I mean, it's really not, especially with the 3 Max Potions that I have in my hand, the fact that I'm going to be attacking for a single energy, so I can actually even wait a turn after he Psychics, or for the first time. Like, I might wait until he gets another Psychic off on me to go for the Max Potion, just because, I mean, I really don't want to... Yeah, that's something that I'd rather not play around with, just in case he's able to draw like into a Choice Band and a Kukui, which would then knock me out. So yeah, I don't want to play. Actually, I don't even think he needs a Kukui. I think just a Choice Band, I think would do it. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab a Hoopa and a Lele, and then Hoopa probably for a Gardevoir and Mega Gardevoir. And yeah, let's just go ahead and grab the other Gardevoir so I can have something else to discard. But really just the Gardevoir and Mega Gardevoir so that I can have something else set up. Let's play that there. Go ahead and energy up the Gardevoir. Yes, please. Yeah, let's play down this Gardevoir. Why the heck not? And then Lele for the Lysander so that I can bring up the Mew that has energy on it. And then one-shot that thing to bring myself a single prize away from winning the game, I think. Yeah, I mean, if I can, like, taking out the Mew, no, I have Wi-Fi. I know I have Wi-Fi, and this is not going to be the Metagross video all over again. But yeah, let's Lysander up the Mew, and then Despair Ray, knock that out. Let's get rid of the Gardevoir, the Lele, the Hoopa, and the Dragonite. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. I'm not really concerned about one-shotting the Lunala at this point, just because, I mean, it's really, like... I can play around it, especially with those cards. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting to get something like really good off my prizes that would basically just win me the game this coming turn, and well, lo and behold, that did it. So now I basically just win the game. I mean, my opponent has to end me, but even then, it's going to take so long for his Sigilyph to knock me out, and yeah, he does just Psychic, which means that I do guaranteed have the game. As I can computer search, I mean, I'm gonna be a little bit BM at this point to grab a Fairy Energy. I mean, just Max Potion off the damage. I might as well heal the damage, get my evolutions off, all that good stuff. Like I said, a little bit BM. Let's go ahead and evolve. If I had a Guzma, I'd still be good. And then let's just Shaymin for more cards, make it look like I don't have the VS Seeker in my hand. And I mean, I'm just waiting for my opponent to forfeit at this point, just because, I mean, I am BMing as I do have the game. Let's Lele, not get anything from it, and then VS Seeker for the Lysander to, let's see, what do I want to knock out? Yeah, let's take 7 prizes this game. Let's knock out the Mewtwo GX with Despair Ray, get rid of everything, including the other Mega Gardevoir that I did have set up, and look at all those cards just being discarded. That was like 4 different cards all discarded off of the 1 Mega Gardevoir, and we are able to win the game, and we complete the daily challenge, which had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I'm playing Gardevoir. Nothing at all. But yeah, thank you guys for bearing with me through the fire alarm scenario. If you guys did not hear it, then ooh, it's just magic. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys